Just remember that you're the prize always.
Say that one more time.
Just remember that you are the prize.
Lorie Harvey curated a worldwide brand dripping in opulence, wealth, and eternal perfection. Her entire aesthetic focuses on penetrating high society circles and maneuvering with grace, never looking like an outsider. But let's get into the tea. She also navigates the romance market with the same ruthless authority and control typically reserved for elite alpha males. And that savage energy was peaking back in June 2022 when she and Michael B. Jordan suddenly pulled the plug. It didn't even end there. Literally one day after the divorce, Michael B. Jordan appeared at the Celtics vs Warriors showdown in San Francisco, and the paparazzi caught him looking totally drained and distracted, like peak heartbreak hours. The internet went into orbit, mutating that frame into a legendary meme, dragging and reposting it globally. People stayed obsessed with that footage. Shortly after that chaos, Lorie Harvey uploaded a wildly mysterious tweet that had everyone chirping and trying to translate her hidden shade. Then fast forward to January 2023. The Shade Room announced that Damson Idris and Lorie Harvey were officially an item on Instagram. That's when the world finally woke up. Lorie was playing by her own rules, running the game and making it look easy in the streets. Facts. The memo was heard worldwide. If a man isn't providing value, she's ghost because she knows she is the ultimate trophy. No lingering around. No doubt, just upgraded without a single regret.
I mean, for you in relationships, when you're like, I'm the prize, what does that mean?
It just means not compromising like my values, my happiness, my peace, not settling for less than what I know I deserve, and not being afraid to walk away from a situation if it's like no longer.
Lorie's ruthless dating strategy started influencing a generation of women, particularly in urban spaces, who started asking, if Lorie Harvey can dominate the game and use the same playbook as the boys, why should I play fair? It ignited massive debates about relationship boundaries and female empowerment. But later that year, the plot thickened when Lorie Harvey and Damson Idris announced they were officially done. No drama. No messy leaks. Just a clean cut. Period. By then, Lorie had established one golden rule. She never does a U-turn. When she's finished, you are deleted forever. Zero sequels, no reruns. We never saw Michael B. Jordan crawl back into the frame, and her exes remained buried exactly where she dropped them. Meanwhile, life didn't pause for anyone, with Michael B. Jordan stacking wins in his career and even snagging major award nominations just this past March. But here's where the tea gets toxic. That same month, Lorie Harvey and Damson Idris were suddenly caught together, acting real cozy like they were back in billionaire couple mode. The internet was shook because a reunion seemed physically impossible. Now everyone is screaming. How does Damson Idris secure a VIP pass back into her life when everyone else got blacklisted? Sure, he's a Hollywood star, but the fans were ruthless, claiming he isn't in the same league as Michael B. Jordan and calling the move a major downgrade. Then things spiraled in April when Damson Idris was spotted chilling with model Ariel Lona. That set off sirens because everyone's wondering, why is he scouting another elite model if he was just cuddling with Lorie Harvey weeks ago? Just as the world thought they cracked the code, a new scandal leaked. And it made this whole disaster look way more tangled. Things are officially chaotic with this new narrative blowing up. People are whispering that the only reason Damson Idris is acting out is because he actually got the boot. And the tea gets even colder.
Apparently Damson Idris is too nice. Lorie Harvey said, hell no, I need some chaos in my life. Yeah, I need Franklin Saint, not Damson Idris, you get me? Well, it's a rumor at the moment. Apparently they've broken.
The streets are claiming he got dumped for being too sweet, which basically sent the internet into a chaotic spiral of commentary. But Lorie Harvey was absolutely not feeling the noise. She clapped back hard, stating, I hope you'll have so much fun creating false narratives about me for clickbait because I'm about to have so much fun suing y'all. That wasn't a hint. That was a straight-up threat that made everyone shut up real fast. Now, let's dissect this because the math isn't mathing. If she's screaming fake news, then one of these plot lines is a total lie. Either they never actually split like we thought, or the who dumped who story is being heavily manipulated. But meanwhile, nobody can deny that Damson Idris was caught front and center with that new model. That part is undisputed facts. And yeah, the model turned heads instantly. Identical slim frame, endless legs, and a very familiar aesthetic. Obviously, the vultures started circling about what that link-up actually signifies. Because let's be honest, when two A-listers are spotted like that, the rumors are going to fly regardless. So now the vibe shifts. Why is this drama hitting so different? Lorie Harvey used to be unbothered when fans gossiped about her rotating roster or her being the one to cut ties. Back when she ditched Michael B. Jordan, She literally leaned into that dump him energy without any of this aggressive legal pushback. But this time it's giving defensive, and that snappy reaction has the timeline in a chokehold. Some say she's just protecting her brand. Others think she's panicked about rumors spiraling out of control. Regardless, this mess proves how fast a reputation can flip when both parties are always under the microscope. Some fans frame this as a total power play, like having ultimate agency over your own life. But on the flip side, the man on the receiving end usually feels like he can't even breathe without being dragged. That is where the playing field looks rigged and people are definitely calling it out. Take the Tia Mowry and Corey Hardrick situation for instance. Everyone felt like she could talk her talk and move freely post-divorce. But if Corey Hardrick had said one word publicly, he would have been instantly cancelled. He'd risk being labelled every name in the book, weak, bitter, or even a misogynist, which leaves him totally trapped. So instead, he stayed silent while the world's narrative moved on without his input. And that exact same social pressure is what fans are linking to this current disaster. When Lorie Harvey dropped that post, most took it as a loud signal that she was the one who terminated Michael B. Jordan. The optics, the shade, and the timing all aligned so perfectly that the internet knew this wasn't just a coincidence. When you connect the dots, it looks incredibly calculated. The post and the surrounding chaos created a massive narrative about who truly delivered the final blow and exactly why it was publicized that way. But here is where the fans are starting to get suspicious. If people are making claims based on things the world literally witnessed, like you being coupled up at Paris Fashion Week with Damson Idris, only to vanish from each other's lives, of course, the questions are going to start. Everyone assumes either you dumped him or he dumped you because that is the standard celebrity playbook. So when those natural conversations turn into aggressive legal threats, it sets off major alarm bells. It makes the world wonder which specific part of the lie is being challenged and why the situation is escalating into a courtroom drama so fast. Massive respect to that commentator because she voiced exactly what the streets were whispering and dismantled it perfectly. She highlighted that Lorie Harvey has always curated this untouchable goddess energy where she never takes an L. For years, it felt like she was bulletproof, always 10 steps ahead, fully in command, and basically a ghost in the public eye. But now, the audience is starting to doubt that brand, spotting tiny glitches and moments that don't match that flawless persona. And her explosive reaction is what's really fueling the fire. Instead of playing it cool, she's coming out swinging with warnings and legal heat. But honestly, that kind of defensive energy only makes the critics talk louder.
I love me some Lorie Harvey, but baby, ain't nobody talking about you. Look, Lorie Harvey threatened to sue the blog, said, all them false narratives that you talking about, I'ma sue you. Lorie, I think the issue is, ain't nobody talking about you. And I think you ain't used to that, right? And that's the true issue. That's the true issue. Ain't nobody talking about you. Everybody used to talk about you. How you used to just run through men. You used to be the, the mafia or the queen mafias are running through men, right? You was on songs and everybody talking about you and the lyrics and stuff like that. Now ain't nobody talking about you. Now you want them to talk about you. I think that's the issue. Be honest with yourself, baby. You want to be talked about. And right now, ain't nobody said a word about you. Honestly, I ain't hear nobody say a word about you in forever. You may have just fell off and you want to get the people going again. Come on, so I'm finna sue you. Sue them on what, baby? They ain't saying nothing about you.
When the dust settles, the masses are still going to gossip and sprint with whatever messy narrative is trending. If you try to sue one person, you'd literally have to sue every single person reposting it, which just turns into an endless legal nightmare. Unless someone crosses a major line, most of the time, the drama just isn't worth the stress. What the fans are really clocking is much deeper. Every it girl who seems invincible eventually hits a wall, and that's just the law of the universe. We see it in sports constantly. Legends like Shaquille O'Neal or Michael Jordan dominated their eras, but eventually, the game changes and the torch is passed. The same logic is being applied to this situation. If you don't evolve or bring something fresh to the table, the spotlight naturally drifts away, whether you're ready for it or not. Now, the streets are whispering that Lorie Harvey's status as the dating world's final boss isn't looking as bulletproof as it used to. With Damson Idris moving on and getting caught with a new flame, it only fuels the fire. Meanwhile, Michael B. Jordan is out here leveling up his career and stacking accolades, which is also being dragged into the debate. All of this combined has people side-eyeing the old narrative and wondering if that never-lose image is finally losing its grip. This is a conversation that stays on people's minds. There was even a viral video titled "Putting the Hood on Pause" that broke down how successful men outgrow their environments to build a legacy, only to realize everything back home stayed stagnant. That contrast is a reality check. In that same vein, Some men who reach elite status put romance on the back burner to focus on their empire. When those paths cross again years later, the power dynamic is unrecognizable. What used to look like a one-sided victory doesn't always stay that way. The fans keep pointing out that timing, momentum, and positioning are everything in this game. Life moves fast, opportunities change, and where you sit today doesn't guarantee your throne tomorrow. That's why these debates never die. People are obsessed with watching how the leverage shifts. And when we talk about leverage, it's not just about a pretty face. It's about status, influence, and the rooms you can command. That's why many believe if a man stays locked in, builds his brand, and stays consistent, his value looks entirely different in a few years. From that angle, what looked like a heartbreaking L can flip into a massive win once the growth starts showing. When that happens, the energy between two people can shift in ways nobody saw coming. On the flip side, public perception is a fickle beast, especially when your whole brand is built on being a winner. Once people see even a tiny crack in that armor, they pounce. That's exactly where all this downfall talk is coming from. Whether it is justified or not, the public is locked in, dissecting every single gesture and crafting their own theories about the long-term fallout. She simply cannot dominate that elite, untouchable pedestal indefinitely, and that is exactly what the masses are beginning to realize. The persona that once seemed impenetrable is being interrogated in real time, and the vibe shift is undeniable. What is actually happening here transcends just one celebrity. It is about how the spotlight operates. Public fascination is a revolving door, and even the most unshakable figures eventually encounter fresh rivals, new aesthetics, and a different energy that steals the focus. That is the natural rhythm of the game. We see countless icons who still look incredible and move with class, yet the narrative around them inevitably pivots as the years roll by. It is rarely about a total collapse. It is about the spotlight widening to accommodate new players. When that transition hits, it feels like the rulebook was rewritten in a single night. The frantic hype and the obsessive reactions do not stay anchored to one person